You open your eyes. The ceiling is stone, the floor is stone, the walls are stone, and the smell. The smell is something that has no name in any modern language, because no modern human has ever been close enough to it long enough to need one. It is the smell of bodies that haven't seen water in months, of waste that has nowhere to go, of rot that has simply accepted itself as permanent. You are not dreaming. You are not in a nightmare. You are in Mamertine Prison, and you have been here long enough to stop counting the days. Welcome to Rome. 64 BC. Congratulations! You are about to have the worst experience any human being has ever had inside four walls. Mamertine Prison sits beneath the city of Rome, carved directly into the rock of the Capitoline Hill. When most people imagine a Roman prison, they picture something dramatic. Iron bars, torchlit corridors, guards in full armor pacing back and forth. What they do not picture is a hole. Literally a hole in the ground. The prison has two levels. The upper level is bad. The lower level, called the Tullianum, is where they put the people they wanted to forget about entirely. That is where you are. You did not walk downstairs to get here. There are no stairs. You were lowered through a small circular opening in the floor of the upper chamber, dropped into the darkness below, and the opening was closed above you. There is no door. There is no handle. There is no way out that does not involve someone from above deciding to let you up. Nobody is currently planning to let you up. The Tullianum is approximately 6 feet wide and 9 feet long. Take a moment to picture that. It is smaller than most modern bathroom floors. The ceiling is so low that standing fully upright is a privilege reserved for shorter prisoners. The walls weep moisture constantly because you are essentially inside a cave beneath a city of 1 million people. That moisture mixes with everything on the floor that you do not want to think about and creates a layer of filth so comprehensive and so permanent that historians believe the floor had not been dry in centuries before you arrived. The temperature hovers just above freezing, regardless of what season it is outside. You do not know what season it is outside. You have not seen outside in a very long time. There is no light source. None. During the day, a thin shaft of gray might filter down from the opening above if the cover is slightly misaligned. At night, there is nothing. Absolute darkness. The kind of darkness where you cannot tell if your eyes are open or closed. You have spent so long in this darkness that you have started hearing things that are not there. This is normal. This is what darkness does to a human brain after enough time. Your brain needs input so badly that it starts inventing some. Now let's talk about food. And I use the word food very generously here. Once a day, sometimes once every 2 days, a guard above lowers something through the opening. It is bread. Not the terrible medieval bread we discussed previously. That bread would be a luxury here. This bread is stale past the point of description, hard, green in places, and small enough that eating it takes approximately 45 seconds. That is your caloric intake for the day. Maybe 2 days. The Romans did not feed prisoners to keep them healthy. They fed them just enough to keep them alive long enough to be executed publicly, which was the actual point of the prison. You were not here to be rehabilitated. You were here to be stored until someone important decided what to do with you in front of a crowd. Water was similarly rationed. A small amount, lowered in whatever container was available, shared between however many prisoners were currently in the Tullianum with you. And yes, there are others. The hole is 6 by 9 feet, and you are not alone in it. Personal space is not a concept that applies to you anymore. The other prisoners are a problem for several reasons. First, there is the obvious issue of space. 6 by 9 feet divided between multiple grown adults means everyone is always touching someone else. There is no position you can sit or lie in that does not involve contact with another human body. Second, there is the issue of disease. Mamertine Prison was one of the most efficient disease incubators ever accidentally created by human beings. Typhoid moved through the water supply, such as it was. If the Romans had intentionally designed a system for killing people slowly through disease, they could not have done a better job than they did by accident. Third, and most importantly, there is the psychological problem of the other prisoners. You do not know these people. You do not know what they did. You do not know how long they have been here. Some of them have been here long enough that the darkness has done things to their thinking. Not all of them are entirely themselves anymore. Sleep becomes a complicated negotiation. The guards are above you, always above, never beside you. They look out up at them, they do not respond. Not because they cannot hear you, but because responding would suggest you are worth responding to, and you are not. You are cargo. You are something being stored. The guards who work Mamertine are not the elite soldiers of the Roman legions. They are the ones nobody else wanted. The job of watching a hole in the ground full of dying people was not a prestigious posting. Famous prisoners passed through Mamertine. Jugurtha, king of Numidia, was imprisoned there and reportedly starved to death over 6 days, so hungry by the end that he reportedly ate his own clothing. The Gallic chieftain Vercingetorix was held there for 6 years before his public execution. 6 years. In a hole. In the dark. With no floor space. Consider that. Whatever is happening in your life right now, you have not been in that hole for 6 years. Escape was theoretically possible and practically non-existent. The only exit was the opening above, which required either a guard's cooperation or a rope that you did not have. The walls were solid rock carved directly from the hill. There was nothing to dig with and nowhere to dig toward. Prisoners who attempted any kind of resistance were simply not fed until they stopped. It is hard to maintain revolutionary energy when your body is consuming itself for fuel. Most prisoners did not leave Mamertine through execution. They left through the other exit, the one that requires no rope and no guard cooperation. Disease took the majority. Starvation took others. The cold and the damp took the ones who lasted longest. Their bodies remained in the Tullianum until the smell became noticeable even to the guards above. You are sitting in the dark right now, back against the wet stone wall, knees pulled to your chest because there is no room to extend your legs. Somewhere above you, Rome is happening. Markets are open. People are arguing about politics. Children are running through streets in sunlight. Bread is being baked and it smells extraordinary, and none of it is for you. None of it will ever be for you again. And yet somehow, against all reasonable expectation, some prisoners survived Mamertine. They came out the top eventually, thinner, damaged, permanently altered by what the darkness did to them, but out. You are not out yet. But the fact that you are watching this on a screen, in a room with a temperature you chose, with food somewhere nearby that you can access whenever you want, means someone in your ancestral chain made it out of something. Maybe not Mamertine specifically, but something. So close this video and go eat something. Slowly, with full appreciation for the fact that it exists. Thanks for watching Barely Evolved. And remember, at least your floor is dry.